We got your last game of the night. So it's gonna be so turned down after the Clásico Tapatío, man. If you ask me. But we got Cruz Azul up against Pumas and El Estadio Azteca. So Cruz Azul is at home. And there's not much for me to go here simply because I don't like both of these teams. Cruz Azul is not a team that convinces me. They haven't really done anything to impress me. And again, I'm gonna say it again. I bet against them, I lose. I bet for them, I lose. So I'm not putting any more money on this Cruz Azul team. This Pumas team, they're coming off a nice win too against Querétaro, and Querétaro is the team that beat Cruz Azul. So that is something to take note of. But I think both of these teams are going to end up choking against each other, if you ask me. I know it's a little bit risky. There's not much evidence to point towards it, but I do think this game ends in a draw. I think this game is going to be boring. I'm probably not going to watch it. I'm probably going to go out and do something else. But I do think this game is going to be a draw. I am going to take a chance with a draw simply because I haven't been doing that enough. And there's games that actually, they end up in a draw. And sometimes you win some good money on a draw. I've done it before. I've done it before on this channel. I've done it before on some of the games here. So we're going to go ahead and take a draw with Cruz Azul Pumas. I think Cruz Azul finally chokes once they go up against a big name team and they actually have some pressure because both of these teams are at home at Mexico City in the capital. So I think Pumas comes out. I think they show out. They're used to these, you're used to these games at night. It's not like it's a home. It's not like that home field advantage is going to be that big. So we're going to go with a draw here, and I don't really have any other angle to go with because I don't know what to expect out of these teams. Cruz Azul is coming off of a win from Necaxa, but it's Necaxa. Big deal. Big deal. It's Necaxa. Yeah, Necaxa, I thought they were elevating their game. They kind of showed that they weren't, especially against Cruz Azul. I don't care. I'm still going to fade this Cruz Azul team. And then they beat San Luis, which is actually, San Luis is actually coming off playing pretty good. They're up there at the top of the table. Not number one, but they're up there. And they won with a penalty that I don't think should have been a penalty. So, again, this Cruz Azul team is not impressing me. Pumas, they're inconsistent. They're at home they play nice, they play cool, and on the road they seem to choke and can barely get anything done. So I think that's enough for me to just let me go ahead and take a chance on the draw. Cruz Azul wins, big deal. Pumas wins, big deal. It doesn't matter to me. Both of these teams are just, I don't know what to expect from them. These are both big name teams. They're considered the giants in Mexico. And they're just not performing like it. They're not as consistent. Keep in mind, these teams should be performing like America, and they're not. So, I'm not taking anything from me. And that both teams' score is just way too damn high. I don't understand why. I get it. These teams are scoring, but when you go up against someone that has, the pressure, and it's considered almost a derby. It's considered almost a classic because both of these teams are in the same state. They're in the same state, the same city, I should say. And it seems like these two giants are ones that choke. America, at least when America went up against Chivas, against a clásico. It's a clásico. It's Mexico's, longest rivalry game. It's as big as Lakers and Celtics over there. So, and America performed. They showed out. They shut them out. They did their job. 4-0, shut them out. And these two teams, I don't really see it because America did their job and they beat Pumas 1-0, and that's also another classic, another derby, of course, being in the same city, Mexico City, in El DF. So we're gonna go with a draw. At least I am. If you guys see something else, let me know. But this is not really a game I'm excited for because these teams want to be exciting and explosive against the weaker teams. But when it comes to them playing against the bigger team, these teams do the absolute thing to make it boring and unwatchable, if you ask me. At least from the games that I've seen. Most of the time, they're unwatchable and they're boring. Every once in a while, they do have a game that's exciting and explosive. But I just don't see it happening this time. Both of these teams coming off weak teams. They're playing the weaker teams. And I think once it comes to the big name, I think all the players choke under pressure, especially in El DF, especially in Mexico City. So I'm gonna take a shot, and why not just take a shot and go with the more money, plus 245.